must talk FA Cup because the draw has been made for the fourth round. We obviously know Manchester United are not in this. Liverpool will be taking on Brighton. Chelsea, Mario, against Hull City, Liam Rossini's former team. He'll be revisiting them. Arsenal will be taking on Wigan. Man City, the winner of Salford or Swindon. As for Macclesfield, though, that's what everybody was looking out for. Who would Macclesfield be facing after their heroics? And even John Rooney was present today as the draw was made. OK, let's see who you guys are picking for this.
I mean, I think Liverpool-Brighton, you know, the way Liverpool played today, which wasn't convincing, that's a 50-50 game, isn't it?
Today.
Although Brighton are a funny side, they can be really
I think you
good.
can take today away and just say they're not convincing.
And Macclesfield, I know they might have wanted financially a big Premier League club away, but there's something quite special about getting another opportunity to be a good. By the way, Keith Andrews has done a great job at Brentford. I thought they would struggle this year, having lost the players that they have lost. You know, Mbemo, Visa, Norgard, Flecken went, but they were replaced by Kelleher, who's a very good goalkeeper. He's done a great job. But if I was Macclesfield, they're not unbeatable, and particularly at home, so they're getting 2 bites at the cherry here at a Premier League team. I think that's great for those players. Wouldn't you rather have that than be away at Man City?
Well, yeah.
You know, getting absolutely thumped like Exeter did.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing that the AstroTurf that they play on, it's not conducive to playing good football. And so it's basically, to me, going to be a fight. Now,
hold on.
If there's... What?
Macclesfield, I didn't know this.
Aye.
It's AstroTurf.
AstroTurf.
Is it? Not that cold in Macclesfield, is it?
If you're Macclesfield, then you kind of know, with all due respect to Brentford, Brentford don't beat teams by outplaying them, generally. It's about the physical side of the game. And so if I'm Macclesfield, I quite fancy my chances. Because if it comes down to a fight, I'm sure there's a good load of Macclesfield players have done nothing the whole career other than fight every time they step on the field. So in some ways, this is a decent draw, just because of the way Brentford play.
Yeah, and absolutely want to show what they can do. Mario, what do you think of Chelsea's chances in the FA Cup this season?
I think that's one of the things they definitely have to go after, because if the other trophies are huge, of course, and it's going to be a hard test for them to even, the Champions League is very important, and I think you always should focus on a cup. A cup is for every club. I think it's very. But I was what Stevie said about Macclesfield. They were celebrating when they heard Bradford. They were going crazy. I could see them you saw them in a room and everybody was celebrating. So I totally understand what they said. Like, this is the team they want to face because it's not one of the big boys.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Aston Villa, Newcastle.
Yeah, I like what they do. I know we've had this discussion. I know the reasons why not. I just like what they do in Spain, where the bigger sides have to go to the smaller sides, and we saw Palace go to Macclesfield. We're now seeing Brentford go to Macclesfield, and I understand it's like everything else, isn't it? It's money, right? And they don't do it because if you get drawn at Old Trafford or Anfield, like Barnsley did, and it's on TV, you're getting a big payday. But it really, although that Barnsley-Liverpool game was a decent contest tonight for long periods, as a general rule of thumb, a lot of these games are not. And the fact that there is some sort of leveller with, Stevie said, the pitch and the stadium and all that goes with it, it just gives these teams an opportunity. We saw it in the Copa del Rey when Real Madrid going away from home to that team that I never can remember. Talavera. And Talavera were in whatever division, whatever they are, and it was going to extra time, but for a Lunin save. Now, that would probably have never happened at the Bernabeu. So, I know why the FA do it. I know why clubs don't want to do it, but it's just fun. The FA Cup is more fun when the Premier League teams have to go to these small grounds and have a scrap.
Yes, how fun is it going to be for Oggy? Where will we be sending you next, Oggy? Let's remind you of some of the choices. Aston Villa, Grimsby, Macclesfield, Port Vale, Burnley,
He's a kind of Grimsby
Burton,
kind of guy.
Norwich, Liverpool, Hull, Wrexham, Southampton, Oxford, Stoke. Where do you fancy, Mark?
I think the best tie is Hull-Chelsea because you've got a chance of an upset. I think Hull are doing quite well in the Championship. And it's a great story for Liam Rossini because 18 months ago he was sacked as the Hull coach. They just missed out on the playoffs. It was a really harsh sacking. But for that sacking, he wouldn't have gone to Strasbourg, and he's gone to Strasbourg, and now he's a Chelsea manager. So he's going back to Hull 18 months after being sacked as a Chelsea manager. So that's a big game for Liam Rosenior. I do think that Hull have got a chance. So for me, the best tie next round is Hull Chelsea.
There's two ties in there that I've got Mark Ogden written all over it, right? Grimsby's one of them because he's a Grimsby. He looks like a Grimsby native Ogden. And the other one, the other hot spot is Port Vale.
Port Vale, yeah.
Craig,
I wanted to say Port Vale.
Port Vale.
Craig,
Wow.
Craig, I've been to Grimsby already this season. I think you might remember that game, so I don't want to go back.
Oh yeah, Man United.
Mark's latest article has just dropped over on our
United?
website. Mark, tell us about your latest article. Oh no, I've got a quote from his latest article actually. Here we go. This is a little excerpt from it. FA Cup is why we love soccer. There was not even any video assistant referees to spoil or delay the fun and anguish that comes with watching your team score or concede a crucial goal.
Did you see what one of the guys picked up on social media, and Augie, and they posted a picture from his bio, his Twitter bio, his ex bio. And somebody said, the eyes are soulless. And he looks like a man who is a serial killer.
He didn't put that in the article. That didn't go in the article. Stevie, do you like what Oggy said, though, about the no VAR and all the old school?
I'm going to find this, by the way.
Not really, no. Not really. I'm a fan of VAR. I like when they get things right.
Do you love the cup, though?
Oh, I love the cup.
For the best moments.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, the cup is magic. I just think that anywhere that's capable of having VAR should have it. I understand that Macclesfield don't have it, can't have it. That's fine, but I don't think you should stop anybody else having it just because some teams can't have it. That makes no sense.
I have the quote here now, Augie. Augie, I have the quote here. I have the quote here now, Augie. It made me laugh. You are absolutely dead inside. There's not a spark of light or happiness behind your eyes. You look like a serial killer, and you tweet like one too.
Augie, what's happening, man?
Listen, I'm just misunderstood. You know, I'll have a bit of banter, so I'm fine with that. Don't worry about it. I think I gave him a bit of a pithy response as well.
And hold on, Augie, that was your dad. I know he watches the show. I know he watches the show.
Okay.
Not anymore, he doesn't.
Not after that. Not after that. We'd never
brilliant.
see such things said about Mario ever. Yes, so extra time is where Mario will be joining us to answer your question. Thanks, Oggy, and your soulless eyes. We'll be speaking to you again soon. Yeah, extra time tonight. Craig, Stevie, and Mario answering your questions. You can check it out over on our YouTube channel.
But I was a little bit disappointed with our goal, if I'm honest, because I felt, I don't think the player does that against Chelsea or against Arsenal or in a Champions League game. So I was a little bit disappointed with that, if I'm honest. But I thought my lads were top.
Just had the Barnsley manager Conor in there. He said he felt like it was disrespectful from Szoboszlai there. It's a mistake, but what's your take on it?
What does he mean with disrespect?
He said he didn't think he would do it in a Premier League game to try and backkill the ball like that. So I just wanted to get your thoughts on it and how you reacted at halftime.
I don't think you should do that in an FA Cup game or a League Cup game or in a friendly game or in a training session. So it's a weird choice. And I also have my opinion about it, but I prefer to keep that to myself and speak about that with Dom.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that. I know where Hourihane's coming from as the Barnsley manager, but I just think Szoboszlai found himself in a scenario where he actually in his head he thought that was the best option, and just made a mess of it. I don't think he was being disrespectful, if I'm being honest. I just think he made a mess of it. I don't know, but you?
What's Hourihane bringing that up for? You've just seen your team come to Anfield and put up a great fight, and you're coming out with that. Come on, give yourself a shake.
All right, thank you so much for being with us on the latest edition of ESPN FC. Stick around, extra time's on the way next. Mario
Soulless.
We'll be answering your questions.
Eyes.
Soul.
Sometimes on Twitter sometimes just make you laugh. Not often.